Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a little after 4. We're running a little bit behind today. We had quite a few things we had to get accomplished today. Mark is going to be reading the 22nd chapter of Matthew. For those on sermon audio, we'll eventually get caught up. I'm sorry, actually, he's going to be reading the 23rd chapter of Matthew today. We're going to have to get 22nd chapter put on sermon audio, get caught up on that. I'm a little bit behind. Anyway, this 23rd chapter of Matthew is Christ is really coming down hard on the Scribes and the Pharisees. He says that they bind heavy burdens grievous to be borne, but they themselves don't move them with one of their fingers. He says they do all their works to be seen of men. Have you ever seen people like that out here in our world today? People just want to put on a big old show, don't they? It says they like to make broad their phylacteries, enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at the feast. I've commented before at the Bible school that I attended. During the graduation, they'd have some people wear one color stripes on their robes and others wear other stripes. And the ones that had one color stripe had master's degree, the other had doctor's degree, the other had, it was all for show. It says they love the chief seats in the synagogues. They like to be called rabbi. You know, never ceased to amaze me. You go into some of these big church parking lots and it says reserved for reverend, reserved for pastor. Call no man reverend, call no man rabbi, call no man master. And then we got John MacArthur with his master's college. And also the Roman Catholics love to call their priest father, don't they? It says call no man father. That's what it says. You know, call no man father up on the earth. There's one who's your father, and that is the Father in heaven. It also says need to be you call masters. Everybody's going for their master's degree. It says the greatest among you is the one that shall be your servant. Whosoever shall be exalted shall be abased. Then he gives a lot of woes to the Pharisees and the Scribes. He calls them hypocrites. He says they shut up the kingdom of men against men. He says they devour widows' houses, make these long prayers. And he says that they're blind guides. And he says, you know, they're swearing by the altar. And anyway, he gives them a lot of woes. He says they strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. He said they're full of extortion and excess. He says that the inside of the cup is cleanse first that which is within the cup, not just the outside. He says you appear beautiful outside, but you're full of dead men's bones. He says they're full of iniquity and hypocrisy. Garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. He doesn't have a lot of good things to say about the Scribes, the Pharisees, and the hypocrites. He calls them serpents, generations of vipers. You know. He says they killed the prophets, stonest them that sin unto thee, and so on. He says their house is left unto them desolate. So this is a big woe against the Scribes, the Pharisees, the religious leaders of the day, and I wonder what Christ would be doing if he was down here today. I have a hunch he'd be doing the same thing he's doing here. So I'll turn this over to Mark and have him read this to you.
Matthew chapter 23. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do ye not after their works, for they say, and do not. They bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. All their works they do for to be seen of men, that make broad their phylacteries, enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feasts and chief seats in the synagogues. Greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, but be ye not called Rabbi. For one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. Whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte. But when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whomsoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift? Whosoever therefore shall swear by the altar sweareth by it, by all the things thereon. Whoso shall swear by the temple sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. He that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise, and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, faith, and these ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. You blind guide, would strain a gnat, and swallow a camel. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them might be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, blind! Ye build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fulfill ye up then the measure of your fathers of their law. Ye serpents, ye generations of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send you unto prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify. Some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Bacharias, when he slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this and your generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How then would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings, and you would not? Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth till ye shall say, you may say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Hope you all have a good afternoon. Bye.